This is Brandon D'Alamonte with the City of Pittsburgh's Office of Special Events, bringing you the final video in our Black History Month display titled Teenie Harris, the Man Behind the Lens. And in this video, we actually went off-site to Bernie's Photo Center on the North Side of Pittsburgh and Photo Antiquities, and we talked to the owner over there about the camera that you may notice is missing from my desk. It's actually in the display in downtown Pittsburgh right now. He explains a little bit more about that camera and how Teenie would have used it, and some of the other pieces and how they work as well. So check it out.
Hello, my name is Bruce Klein, and you are now in Photo Antiquities Museum of Photographic History. We're the only 19th century photographic museum in the United States. We show the history of photography from 1821 to present, and we have about 2,000 cameras on display. Now, Teenie Harris, they used to call him One Shot. And the reason for that is he used a 4x5 graphics camera. The camera he used was a large format camera. This camera, the way you used it, you put a film holder inside the camera, and the film holder would hold one shot on one side and one shot on the other side. You would make the exposure, you make sure that the dark slide is put in, and then he would take this and get it developed. He would end up with a negative 4 inches by 5 inches, a very large negative. And with a large negative, you can make a really sharp, large print. Now, when he shot this, he had to make sure the exposure was right. So he would use a little light meter to make sure his exposure was right on, because he was only doing one shot. He had to make sure the composition was right. He had to make sure the lighting was right. And once it was right, he would take his one shot and move on. Now, film like this was expensive, so every shot counted. And you'd have to use, a lot of times, a flash with a flash bulb to illuminate the subject. He would then make the exposures, take these film holders back to his darkroom, and develop them. And he would end up with a beautiful 4x5 negative. And that's why when you look at his beautiful photographs, the composition is right, the lighting is right, and the exposure is perfect. Because he only had one shot at it, and he wanted to make sure that every shot counted. And that's why sometimes they call him One Shot.